Sunglasses. What's up? Welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host Rattlesnake. Once again, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. I have my co-host over here, Dakota Drake. What up, Dakota? Who's our guest today?
It's good to be back in the office, boys. Oh, this has been long overdue. We've been trying to get him. He's so hot right now. The Dalton Good, 18. He is back from the dead. I know everybody's wanting to hear from you, wanting to know where you've been, dude. We're glad to have you on. Let's get it.
All right.
Let's get it.
Hello, come right in.
Rock flag and eagle.
Woo! Oh, man. Dude.
By the way, before we get into anything, Dakota, dope shirt. Why don't you stand up a little bit?
Hey,
can I see that? Look at that.
Hold on.
Oh, dude.
Chairgatin at your best. Oh, I know. Well, you know, if maybe y'all could welcome me back or something. I've done my time. I've said my sorries.
I'm trying to get you back, but I'm just waiting for everybody's approval.
Well, I talked to just about everybody in it on their own. I think there's only like one person.
What are y'all talking about right now? I don't know. So, what happened?
The Talladega infield trailer park, boys, was a group message started by the elite buddies on Twitter. It was like a year ago during COVID, and we always talk NASCAR and all this and that stuff. And then it would always get heated, and some of us would be drinking and saying dumb stuff. And it was usually me. And then I think I pissed everybody off. And then I said, I'll do everybody a damn favor. And I left. And I haven't been back since. And they were my buddies, and I miss them.
I just stayed out of it, man. Like, I was like, well, this is awkward. But, yeah, Dakota's been a bad boy.
Yeah, I'm the bad boy of the group. Oh,
hey.
I'm Mr. Dalton. Look, dude, all your fans showing up.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that. This is, Dalton, me and you have never met. I guess for everybody, nice to meet you. For everybody watching, I've never met Dalton. Dakota knows Dalton. Said we should bring him on, and I knew Dalton who you were just through Twitter because I think me and you have followed each other on the podcast because you've always just been like an active member of the NASCAR Twitter sphere, I guess you could say. So I knew like kind of who you were, but that's pretty much it. And so. Yeah, I mean, you're not on Twitter anymore, right?
Well, let's just say, all I'm going to say is that Twitter got a little too toxic during Bristol race weekend, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to delete the app on my phone and just relax for a while and spend more time with family, and I got to say it's been nice. A
little cleansing of the soul.
Yeah, that's right. I've had a pretty good time off so far. It was the day after the Bristol race when I decided to take a break for a little while, and after that, we had Easter, and I just wanted to spend time with my mother and my sisters, and then week after that, we went to Orlando. We had a Universal Studios trip planned there, so just stay on my phone, just spend some time with family down there, had a good time, and then came back, and I had to help my stepdad and my mom put a heater in the pool because we're getting ready to have like a massive Memorial Day party after my little sister graduates high school, so I'd help around that. And last weekend, Dad got me tickets for the Bristol World of Outlaws race.
Oh, nice.
For Saturday night. And I wanted to go. Like, he already bought me the tickets. I already had it played and everything. So I drove down to Bristol to try to go to that race. But unfortunately, it got rained out, and it was postponed to Sunday. But I could have gone back, but I would have missed Dega. And I really don't want to miss Dega, like, no matter what. Like, Talladega.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, yes. Out of all the races on TV, Talladega, Daytona, those are like one of the races I don't want to miss. So I just said, honestly, Dad, I hardly get to see you anymore. So let's just sit and watch Talladega for the next day. We gave the tickets to my uncle. They went, took our spots for us. So I really hated I got to miss World of Outlaws. But, well, Bristol Dirt's coming back next year. So I'm sure I'll have another opportunity to go watch World of Outlaws next year. Hopefully the weather stays nice. But so yeah, just taking the time off, taking it easy, and chilling out.
How is life without Twitter? Are you enjoying it, or is it more peaceful?
Oh yeah, like I gotta say it's a lot better, dude. Like Twitter's just toxic, man. We all know that.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. This is I text Dakota this every day.
It's the best and worst, man.
Because I run the podcast Twitter, so I'm like I have to do it. But like personally, I hate Twitter. I don't want to be on it. I read tweets and I'm like I got to get off this place. It's terrible.
Unfortunately, you got the bad apples. So
yeah, there was always the joke back in the day about like the YouTube Twitter section or the YouTube comment section. But I'm like, I think NASCAR Twitter is way worse than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I commend you for being able to get off.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. I miss you. Your fans miss you. I think everybody on there that was your friend, we're all wanting to know when we're going to get Dalton Good back. I mean, we're missing you, bud.
Well, it is nice to know that there's a lot of people that still miss me. That's how you find out who your real friends are. You know, people that still check up on you, who ask you to miss you, like ask you how you doing and stuff like that. And I've gotten a lot of messages like that. So for those of you that have been checking on me, I really appreciate you. But to answer your question, I haven't made up my mind yet. You know, I'm just kind of still enjoying, you know, my time off. And also another reason why I've been taking a break is I'm trying to take care of some stuff in my job. So I have a job. I work at a trucking company in Smyrna, Tennessee. And what I do is I pretty much wrap trucks. Pretty much like, you know how they wrap like the cars?
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what I'm doing for trucks.
Okay.
And so have you ever heard of like a college hunks moving trucks? Like the
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we always wrap those. And they just ordered 20 more trucks.
Yeah, what, the 2 men in a truck ones you always did?
Yeah, 2 men, Einstein, and there's college hunks, and there's like curtain trucks. So yeah, we got 20 more college trucks ordered. So I'm having to stay busy on those. And
that's good though. That's good. Yep. That's money, baby.
Was your whole thing just like Twitter? Like, did you have a podcast or anything else, or were you just like doing Twitter?
Icon, dude.
No, pretty much just a Twitter personality, like one of the most famous Twitter personalities.
How'd you get that? How'd you get that? Shout that out.
Okay, so I started Twitter like back in All-Star Weekend of 2013, and of course, you know, I'm new. Nobody knows who I was, and everything like that. You know. My high school Twitter like was pretty famous, like when it came to like sports and stuff like that. And I was trying to get into that crowd, but just really wasn't working out. And then about, I want to say 4 years later, like after I graduated, you know, I kept getting more recognition with NASCAR Twitter. I kept getting more people from there, keep me getting more recognition. So I thought, you know, I'm just going to go to this side and just try to provide some content, make some friends there. And that's pretty much how it took off. And then last year's where it reached my peak. So I went to the Daytona 500 last year, and I couldn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't go back the next day because it rained, and so I had to watch the rest of the Daytona 500 at the NBC Sports Bar in Orlando. And so I'm watching the race, and there's 18 laps to go. Kyle's leading, and then the engine blows, and I'm sitting there all depressed. I'm ordering drinks at the bar, like. You know, just kind of pissed off. And then I get a picture sent from one of my friends that it looked like a picture from Joey Logano's onboard camera that Kyle was flipping Joey off, like as his engine was blowing and like as he was going backwards. And I just started laughing immediately. So I just tweeted the picture myself, and then it just blew up immediately. I got like around 500 retweets and like 1,000 likes in like 15 minutes. And I got retweeted by Dave Portnoy, too, so that kind of helped me out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. The Dave Portnoy retweet, dude. It was.
I wasn't expecting that. Like, I'm like, whoa, what made Dave Portnoy want to retweet this? But, yeah, that was kind of shocking.
Nice. Yeah, obviously, you're famous for being a diehard Kyle Busch fan, if our audience can't tell. I mean, I think you single-handedly are keeping
that was one thing I was first like, oh my God, this, like, I'm a crazy Kevin fan, but this kid is taking the Kyle Busch thing like awesomely. You've met Kyle like a dozen times, haven't you?
Oh yeah, 6 times. Like people call me the king of Rowdy Nation. I think it's safe to say that's right. I'm basically keeping this fan base alive, keeping the fan base in line.
Yeah, I mean, that fan base definitely gets a lot of shit. I will say, you know, there's other drivers now that are taking a little bit of the shit away from the Kyle Busch fan base, like Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson gets a lot of that. So it's not as bad as it used to be. But at one point, the Kyle Busch fan base, the Rowdy Nation, was the scum of NASCAR. We all agreed we hated Kyle Busch, except for you people. Yeah. That small group of, not even a small group, a giant group of people. What are you going to do when he retires? I know that's a long way away, but
well, I mean, you're right. I got to start. Excuse me. I got to start making plans about that. I usually hate making those plans, but sooner or later it's going to have to happen. But I was thinking when Kyle retires, either I'll pull for Ty Gibbs and then wait for Bryson Busch to come into the Cup Series, and they'll start pulling for him. Yeah, I really haven't decided for sure, but it just depends on what goes on in the future. But
I mean, hopefully for you by that point, Kyle Busch has like a Cup Series team, and you can just cheer for whoever he has in a car.
It's going to be a long time.
Could KBM go Cup racing in the future?
That's what I'm saying.
In the future, I doubt it. It's they don't really have the sponsorship and the funding.
It just seems like Trucks is like content. Like, I'm good with Trucks.
Yeah, well. They tried an Xfinity team. Do you remember that back in 2012 or 2013?
Yeah, wasn't the 54, right?
They had 77 too with Parker Kligerman, but they don't have the sponsorship money, so they had to pull. They only ran like 1 year, and then they pulled out, so it didn't work out.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. You know, when he's retired, not running anymore. Tony Stewart, came into as a team owner, so it could happen. You never know.
Dude, honestly, like Kyle, with all the other stuff and craziness going on, new teams, new cars, new people getting hated, and Kyle kind of just like being in the backlight, like I feel like there's less hate for Kyle. Like it's just like, is Kyle still racing? Do people still hate him? Like he's kind of minding his own business.
Yeah, well, I feel like since he's not winning so much, like people are just like taking the ease.
Yeah, I think
that's what it feels like.
I think Nathan here summed it up, kind of what you're about to say there, Dalton. When
he's got a point. He does have a point.
Yeah, and no one likes the winners. That's true. That's why we all hated Kyle. Let's be honest. Granted, his personality, where he would sweep his roof and just really rub it in your face when he wins, didn't help. But the fact that he just kept winning and shoved it in your face. Definitely was why everyone didn't like him. And now that he's not winning, and people are just kind of like, oh, why did I hate Kyle Busch?
Honestly, people are only hate him because of the Dale Jr. incident, 2, the Ron Hornaday incident, and the Chase Elliott incident last year. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, those are some rough moments.
Well, I think also his attitude. He has an attitude about him where if he doesn't do well, He doesn't do this anymore, which is interesting. But he, as everyone knows, he used to have an attitude when he didn't do well. He was not a graceful loser, I guess you could say. And right. So I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And then he was very he would kind of gloat when he would win, So he had an attitude about him when he would win, and I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Looking back, I'm kind of like I kind of respect that more now. It's almost like the Jimmy Johnson effect when he was wrapping up his career. Everyone was like, why did I hate him again? He was good. Should I have appreciated him more? I think that's going to happen more and more with Kyle Busch in the coming years. Right.
Well, yeah, Kyle's really come a long way. I'm kind of shocked by this. Nathan's got some pretty good takes in this episode. What I was saying was, Kyle's pretty much come a long way. You're right. He used to have that attitude, but I feel like him partnering with Joe Gibbs Racing, Joe Gibbs is just like a very religious man, and he lives his whole life through religion, and he tries to chill people out and try to better themselves. That's pretty much part of it. And, of course, Kyle married Samantha and having Bryson as their son. I think that helped a lot too.
I think fatherhood, definitely was a big part of it.
The broken leg. I feel like that may have helped a lot of it too. But what I've noticed is this year, last year and this year, where he kept having all the bad luck and kept wrecking out of races and stuff like that. It's just like you would think that he would be, all kinds of mad, but it's just kind of like the other way around. It seems like, the crew chief's now the upset one, and Kyle's just like, whatever, I don't care. But whatever, it is what it is. But
maturity, maybe, I don't know.
That's kind of odd to see, but
it's bittersweet because when he had that attitude, he was winning all the time. So I don't know.
Well, bring it back. I guess we need to bring it back then. I don't know.
Kyle just needs to go hook somebody in the wall and throw a middle finger and be like, I meant to wreck Chase, and boom, he starts.
I think he might gain more fans if he started doing that again. Like when he did it back then, he was the only villain in the sport. Nobody really cared. Tony Stewart was leaving. There was all these drivers leaving. He was the only one left. He was the only real villain. So we all kind of were like, okay, we all hate Kyle Busch. Joey Logano we hated just because his driving style. But now I'm like, if he started turning drivers, I think people that are looking for an attitude again in NASCAR might be interested.
All of a sudden, NASCAR's back. Kyle Busch wrecking people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Dalton, you did not attend Talladega this last weekend, right?
No. I would have liked to, but I'm sure you guys had a good time. I know y'all were there.
Oh, man, did we have a good time. I'm still feeling it.
Let me hear the stories, man. I love listening to Talladega stories because you never know what goes on there.
Well, first off, on Saturday we had to fight monsoons. It was, I'm surprised they didn't name this storm. It was so freaking nuts after the race. We had an awesome camp set up, man. It was awesome. Had a good time, and we got so much content to post, but you just can't beat the Dega energy.
No,
it's insane. There's no other race where it's that rowdy.
Yeah, we did a little bit different this year, obviously, because of NASCAR's policies and whatnot. So there was, the only way you could camp there, not just infield, but anywhere, even on their campgrounds, was you had to have an enclosed RV or camper.
What?
Right. Which me and Dakota are both poor white trash, so we don't own those.
Of course.
So I'm like, wow, they really just said fuck you to all the fans that can't afford campers and trailers. Thankfully, as you know, there's privately owned campgrounds all around that area. So for the first time, I think it was your first time to do that as well, right? Go to a privately owned campground, Dakota?
That was my first time actually going and paying on one of the self-owned campgrounds.
Yeah, it's a private thing.
Usually we do the Talladega camping, but then with COVID and all that, they're like, hey, we'll let RVs, but we don't have restrooms, so no tents. And we made it work. Everything was fine. We had to pay for camping, but it went flawless.
It did. Yeah, the privately owned campground, I guess we'll give them a shout out. What was it? Talladega Nights RV? I think it was called.
Talladega Nights. They had a little fucking concert on Saturday night. We got to go see that girl perform live. It was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was we kept saying it was like a Talladega light. It wasn't quite what you experienced at Talladega. We couldn't go to the infield. We couldn't go to the boulevard on Saturday.
It was like a light beer of Talladega. It was still epic. We made it awesome. We made it fun, but it wasn't full blown right into it. Dega. It was more this is still Dega. This is nice.
Yeah, and I think it helped be good because everyone couldn't go to the boulevard. So everyone's there wanting that energy. So it kind of pushed it out to the other places where it was the privately owned campgrounds.
Bring back the boulevard, man. I've only been to Talladega once, okay? And that was back in 2012. I wasn't old enough to go to the boulevard, to the big one party, but it is one of my lifelong dreams to go to the boulevard. I have to do that before I die.
We got to get you there at the fall race, man. I'm really thinking things are going to be a lot more normal by then, and Fall Dega is going to be epic. We got to get you out there with us.
The only thing I can compare it to is Mardi Gras or spring break down in whatever PCB, whatever spring break place there is. If you've ever done anything like that, that's the only thing I could compare it to.
I have to. I'm not a drinker. But I have to do it. I have to make sure I do that before I die. I could have went to the fall race Talladega 2012, but I think I told Dakota this story, but my mom stopped me from going to the Talladega fall race in 2012, and I still kind of hold a grudge for that.
How old were you in 2012?
I was a freshman in high school. So
that's a little young. That's pushing it.
That probably would have been the perfect time to go.
Yeah.
So what happened was that my mom gave me Talladega tickets for the spring race for Christmas in 2012. We went, and I got to tell you, all the fans of Talladega were really, really nice.
Yeah, they are.
I expected to get harassed because I know Talladega's Junior Nation, obviously, but those are the nicest people I ever.
No, I've never had a problem in Talladega.
Yeah.
Dude, how many people we push out of the mud, helping people get that were stuck?
Oh yeah,
like everybody just like jumping in, helping people. Like
I've never had an issue. That was my fourth Dega. Never had an issue there. Never. And I'm a guy that at least when I was younger and I would drink, it was notorious that I would get in some fights every once in a while. Never had an issue at Talladega though. Everyone's very nice there.
It's everybody just having a good time, dude.
Right. And so there was this Tony Stewart fan, and he was probably the most chillest dude I've ever met in my life. He offered me free tickets to the Talladega Fall Race in 2012. He had the tickets right in his hand. And he said, hey, listen, I got free tickets to the Talladega Fall Race in October. Do you want them? I got out of my seat immediately. I said, hand to it. And then Mom goes like, no, wait. I don't think he has a ride back. I'm like, Mom, there's a lot of people that could take me. Dad would have taken me.
I've been like, Mom, hush, I got this.
Yeah.
There would have been someone to take me. And so, yeah, I'm still mad at Mom for that. But tomorrow's her birthday, so I should be nice. But so yeah, I got to go back to the fall race.
Shout out, Mom. Yeah, I hate you ruined my Dega 2012. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Cheers.
Yeah, we'll drink to that.
Cheers, Mom. Mama good.
So we were there at the race, and it's always hard to tell how good a race is when you're there. We were at the Atlanta race, and we thought that was a good race. Everyone was like, that was the worst race of the year because we're there. It's different.
Yeah.
So we heard that like the commercials were bad, but as a fan watching it on TV, how was this Talladega race?
I thought it was pretty good. But better than a Daytona 500 by far. I don't think it was even close. Yeah, the commercials definitely were pretty bad.
That's one thing I saw. Everybody was bitching about commercials, and like one thing I've wanted to do is go back and watch the race, but I heard commercials were terrible.
Oh yeah, dude, it was ridiculous, and I think we missed like 2 wrecks. I think for commercials.
I think there was only 2 wrecks, so you must have missed everything.
I know you had to be happy about the first one.
Well, I'm happy he was alive, but. Yeah, at least I didn't have to worry about him for the rest of the race. Dude, that was insane. So I was watching the race, and my group chat, Nick was the first one to text when that wreck happened. He said, holy shit. And so my dad has Hulu Live, and, like, I don't know what all the other group chat people have for TV, but, like, they're, like, 30 seconds ahead of me. So I saw my phone. I tried not to look at it, but Nick sent a text. I'm like, okay, what happened? And 30 seconds later, I see Joey got a flipping.
Yeah, I mean, we were there watching it live, and I heard people online. Dude. Well, I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I thought it was badass, honestly. But I know
we were all like,
scary
oh, shit.
And dangerous, but it's kind of freaking.
I think it's because he didn't go flying like through the air as high, like when like Austin Dillon, when he flipped and you see it and you're like, oh shit, like. Or Ryan Newman's wreck, you're like, is he going to make it out? For whatever reason, when we saw that live, Joey Logano flipping, I didn't have that feeling at all. I was like, oh, he's fine. And then he gets out, he's talking, he's fine. And then I saw the photos later. I was like, oh, that was way worse than I thought it was. I don't know why. It just didn't look as bad.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Bubba Wallace making that badass move to miss him, that would have been a Ryan Newman Daytona 500 Part 2. Like,
dude, literally, it was that close. The replay, happening. And Bubba's like, Jesus! Like, that's like that's gonna be like an epic shot for like future. Didn't
he say something to his crew chief about like shitting his pants?
Oh yeah, he said that his underwear looked more clean than the car.
I imagine, dude. It was such an epic shot. Like, I mean, updraft's a thing. It's been around forever. You hate to see it, but it's also kind of epic. But like, you just see Bubba Wallace like, oh Jesus, and like. See him from a driver's point of view when a car's flipping towards him at like 200 miles an hour. I just thought that was the coolest clip.
Okay, how do you feel? About that? How do you feel about that?
I see it.
I like totally Brett Moffitt, and I will totally accept the responsibility.
I totally see it now. Now that you said that.
Oh man.
But yeah, watching that race live, there wasn't many wrecks. And when there was wrecks, there wasn't a lot of people piled up in them, which is not normal. Honestly, I've been to 4 races now. That might have just in pure quality of racing. That might have been my favorite race I've attended just in like the quality of the race.
Dude, it was balls to the wall the whole time. I felt like There was no big one. I mean, we had a little scuffle right there in front of us, but the racing the whole time was up. They had a little single file run there, but it was like the whole race was like, oh shit, look.
Yeah, the whole time, and I appreciated that there wasn't a lot of wrecks. It meant like these guys were, nobody was driving dumb except, I think Bubba was driving dumb there when he won the stage. He got a stage win, so I guess he did what he had to do. But some of those like late blocks and stuff, I was like, what are you doing? It was sloppy. Anyway, that's besides the point. Everybody was driving pretty clean, but they were driving really hard the entire time. They were only single file for like a little bit in stage 2. Other than that, they were going 2-3 wide, a lot of lead changes, a lot of passing. It was just like good quality racing the entire time.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it was much better than the Daytona 500. Like, because the Daytona 500, as soon as they went to lap 15, they were single file for the rest of the whole race, and then they waited way too late to start making moves in the race.
And you can't blame the drivers for that. It's like, they're doing what they got to do to, keep their cars clean and get, a good position. It's,
one thing that surprised me was I was expecting Joe Gibbs to ride in the back the whole race. They were up front duking it out. I mean, Denny had his pit road woes, but like Truex was up front. Kyle Busch was up front a couple times. I was like, dude, okay, they're racing for it today.
Well, Denny Hamlin's always up front at super speedways because he's undoubtedly the best super speedway racer in the Joe Gibbs Racing camp right now. And Truex is the one that always rides in the back. But, what sucks is that the Toyotas are always outnumbered. 7 out of 40 cars. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hamlin's always up there up front doing his own thing. He doesn't even team up with Kyle or Christopher Bell, any of his teammates. He just go out and does his own thing. And
Bubba.
I literally agree. Like, he was bumping Bubba, but Denny's always doing his own thing. The one thing I hate is Denny's battling for his, lap down mistakes, and then he causes that wreck kind of like clips. Truex goes outside and he gets clipped. But it's like, dude, if you would have just waited, you would have got your lap back at the stage in. Like, you didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I don't know who the first car lap down was, but I'm pretty sure he was way back there, like way far away from Denny. I think he was in a separate pack between him and Denny Hamlin. And Hamlin had really no reason to be up there, like running for the lead to get his lap back. If he would have just stayed right where he's at, he didn't have to worry about getting wrecked. Just wait out the stage and don't do anything stupid, and you get your lap back. Either way, it's only the end of stage 2. You still got a long way to go. And I understand that if you're the lucky dog, you got to start at like the tail end of the longest line. But still, you got 60-something laps to go. You got plenty of time to get back up there, and there's still going to be pit stops. So,
I think it's safe to say that Brad K is the best Talladega driver currently in the Cup Series.
I would test it up between him and Denny Hamlin. You can't fuck with
wins alone.
True,
true.
True.
Come on. I've been to Talladega 4 times. 2 of them were won by Brad Keselowski.
My first Talladega race was won by Brad Keselowski.
There you go. This one,
I've been to a bunch of them.
Before the race started, I turned behind me. Nathan was standing behind me, and I said, "Who's gonna win?" Can't remember who he said. It wasn't Brad, and I told him, "Brad's gonna win." Look what happens.
Yeah.
I really was hoping Kevin or Earnhardt, or like not Earnhardt, Austin Dillon was going to win because we were talking about how much luck we had. We were like, dude, it's either going to be Austin Dillon or Kevin.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Apparently Nathan said Blaney. Thank you for updating us with that.
Dude,
but yeah, I agree.
D?
It was cool.
Let's shout out Matty
D.
Matty D almost won that bad boy.
Well, he's been driving really well. A super speedway was definitely his chance, and he has been driving really well. He's been impressing me a lot.
Yeah, Matty Benedetto, shout out to him. He ran like a very smart race. He didn't make any stupid blocks. He didn't race like an idiot. He ran pretty smart, and I just really hate that he can't close these things out. He just comes so close every single time, and he just can't get the job done. But I'll just go ahead and call it right now. Matt Benedetto will get his first win at Talladega. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be next year.
Yeah, I could see it, yeah.
But his first win will come at Talladega. But, yeah, shout out to Matty D. That's probably the best race he's ever ran. I thought it was a better race than Bristol, to be honest with you. The Bristol night race in 2019. But, yeah, it's just really unfortunate that he can't close it out. I feel like I could be wrong, but hopefully if that last caution didn't come out, I feel like he would have won the thing. I think that's what killed him.
Yeah, and Yeah, it sucks that he can't finish it, but at the same time, it's like he's good enough for the equipment he's in. I don't see them dropping him anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like, who else are they going to pick up that's going to do any better in that equipment?
Well, I mean, you got Austin Cindric filling that seat next year.
He's already out. Like,
so I really hope Matty D can land somewhere. I don't know where it was.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
I totally forgot that. Yeah, this is
Matty D's out at the end of the year,
so he has to. So he has to like win to prove
again. Like his whole lifespan is just like this year. He's auditioning. Like, hey, I'm here to be.
Right.
Like, I can drive. He's got to get that win. Like, put some W's on the board. And show you here. I mean, second's cool and all, but like, when are we going to see Matty D put it in victory lane?
And I just think, somebody like Cindric that's going to come in, I just think it puts these guys in like shitty situations because you put them in shit equipment, and what are they going to do with it? And then you're going to look back and say, wow, Matty D was actually better than we thought because he actually did do pretty well in that equipment.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's another thing. People are like doubting Austin Cindric. I just think he's being groomed. Just getting weight. Oh, wow. That's a hot take right there.
That's rough.
I think Cindric's being groomed to replace maybe a Brad K at Penske down the road. He's not going to be here forever. Brad Keselowski, how long's he got in the 2-car? People keep rumoring if he's going to retire.
I just don't understand. I know that they have issues like him and the team, but I just don't understand why you would want to replace Brad Keselowski. It makes no sense to me.
He's putting up 2 to 3, 4 wins every season.
He's so consistent. He's a champion. I don't get it. He's the most Kurt Busch is probably the most disrespected NASCAR champion.
Yeah, probably.
But Brad K is, he is an elite driver every year. I don't understand why they continuously say he's going to lose his ride. It just blows my mind. I'm like, if I was any other team, I would be like, please drop him. We'll pick him up.
I just feel like Brad Keselowski gets so disrespected at Team Penske.
Yeah. I don't get it.
He's like the old girlfriend. Like, we used to like you, but like, I'm just not feeling it anymore.
or they can't decide.
Yeah, we don't want to break up, but like, this isn't working. I don't know. Yeah, man.
I mean, there was that rumor that he was gonna take over for Jimmy Johnson, but that died pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Kyle Larson was a great move for the team also. That was a clean move. So it makes sense.
I feel like if Brad didn't win 4 races last year, I don't think he'd be with Penske right now. I feel like that's what kind of saved his contract because there were a lot of rumors about him leaving last year.
Yes, definitely. Shut up, Cole.
And he won 4 races. He made it to the championship 4.
Final 4.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what saved his job, I think.
I think he'll always make it to at least 8 in the playoffs.
Oh, he's
maybe not always the final 4, but he's always going to be up there.
He's super consistent too. Like he's not always dominating and leading all these laps, but when he's on it, he's on it. Like Richmond, New Hampshire last year, like he'll click off like some top 10s and stuff. But
I think you can almost guarantee he's going to get you 2 to 3 wins a season.
Yeah.
So if you're a team with some decent equipment and you want some wins, I mean, Brad Keselowski's your man. I don't understand what Penske has in mind for that car other than a championship driver.
I think like the biggest thing is he re-signed a 1-year like contract. Like this year,
it
was a 1-year deal, and that to me is like he's your championship like big
insulting.
Dog, and you're only scheduling him for 1 year.
But is it also what was that also on his end too? I mean, because I've heard that he doesn't enjoy Penske.
Us fans, I mean, we don't know what goes on behind the curtains.
Right.
Well, he hates his teammates. We already know that.
That's what I'm saying. So is that partly like the 1-year thing? Is that also like I want the 1-year thing? To see if I can find a different ride. And I'll just keep getting my 1-year deal until I find something else. In which case, probably smart for Penske because they're like, well, until we can groom somebody and find somebody else, we have a championship driver. He doesn't want to be here, but he's going to get us wins and into the playoffs. So if that's the case, then I guess, good on both of them for just feeding off each other. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Brad Keselowski. It's a weird situation.
I feel like, like I could see him definitely getting like 3 to 2 more wins this season. And I feel like they'll sign him another contract. And hopefully it'll be a lot longer than 1 year.
I don't know. I think it's already a rocky relationship. I don't know if it's going to get better.
Which is like, this happens with all sponsors almost. But like Miller Lite leaving. Like he full-time Miller Lite, and then they go down to 1 race. And it's kind of like, what's going on there? And then all of a sudden we got 1-year contracts. And it's like, what's happening with Brad? Like, what's going on? But he's in the playoffs every year, 2-3 wins, like we talked. I mean, it clicks him off, dude. The dude can drive. Any team would be happy to pick him up.
Well, I don't know if Brad's necessarily a driver that's gonna does he bring sponsors with him, or does he go into like teams with sponsors? You know what I mean? Like certain drivers can bring sponsors. Right. I don't know. Maybe. So I don't know if that was the case where Miller Lite's like, we just aren't interested necessarily. Like, is he going to take his sponsors with him when he leaves? I don't know. But as an RCR fan, I agree. It was awesome. And speaking of which, I was just going to say, if Brad leaves, I could see him going to a Chevy team. Ooh, that's where his history is.
His roots are.
I'm not really a silly season expert, so it's just really hard telling. But
RCR, get a third car, baby.
I would honestly be shocked if he doesn't come back to Penske next year.
I would be too. I
agree, but I don't know if it's going to be more than just continually 1-year deals.
Well, I mean, how much longer? I don't really even know Brad's age. He's not super old, but I know he's like getting up there.
30 something.
It's like 37 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking 34.
Well, how many more years we got? Like these drivers are retiring younger and younger.
Right,
and
that's the thing. So if he goes somewhere else, that's going to end his career, I would imagine. Like he'll sign like a 4 or 5 year deal or something, and that'll be it.
I'd love to see him just retire in the 2. He's drove it pretty much his whole career, besides the 09 one-off deal.
That's the thing. It would be disappointing to see him retire in anything else. It's like Rusty Wallace and Brad Keselowski. Like those are the guys I think of in that car.
I'd like to see him in there.
Nathan just brought up a good suggestion. JRM, Junior Motorsports, if they come to the
Junior Motorsports brings up a Cup team.
That would be dirty. Just immediately pick up Brad Keselowski.
Brad would be coming home.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat, honestly.
That would be really cool.
That would be sick. I would like that.
They run the 88. They run the 88. What the?
There we go.
Oh no!
Go goes back.
I'm getting too hyped.
Make these things happen. Oh shit!
We get Bud Light in there or something, like bringing back some old school.
I've always wondered, like, how have we not had a Bud Light car? I know there was like one like in the 90s, something, but like
Busch beer is definitely gonna be like everywhere. Like no other beer will even compete with Busch.
Yeah, at this point, Busch owns NASCAR. I mean, it's insane.
I mean, yeah, like
they do such a good job marketing, though. Like I commend them. I don't really even drink Busch, but I'm just a fan of Busch just because of what they do in NASCAR.
I feel like ever since that they became a sponsor for Kevin Harvick, I feel like their sales been rising. Like, because I feel like before Busch came to the Cup Series, like nobody ever even heard of Busch. Nobody ever drank it or anything like that. And ever since let's
be honest, it was a cheap, shitty beer. It always was. It was like Natty Light.
Like, it was always our like white trash party beer.
Yeah.
It's like Natty Lights. Yeah, or Keystone. Like that.
Yeah, like none of my friends drank Busch beer, and now like. Now that they're sponsoring NASCAR, like they don't even watch NASCAR, and they're drinking it like.
And it's kind of funny that they sponsor Kevin Harvick, who's one of the like blandest, dullest personalities.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. He does not have a sense of humor. Like he is a very like serious
Kevin,
guy.
Like, I know Kevin, sir.
I know he's a little bitch, but he's a very serious guy. He doesn't joke around. You would think Busch would want like a bigger personality, somebody that can like joke around with it, but they don't give a fuck. They're like, they have their guy. He's good, and they'll do all the funny like marketing thing. And they even play off it, with the rad car and the millennial car, and it was funny.
Literally everything. Like they like.
It was funny. I mean, the fact that he did not have a sense of humor about it.
It was funny, but Kevin was like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
That's why it was so funny. If it was somebody that was in on the joke, it wouldn't be as funny. The fact that he was so confused, like, what the fuck am I looking at? I was like, that's perfect. I love that.
And then he's out there leading in it. That was what cracked me up. Was just special correction. And now that could be a good
What's up, Colton?
Hey,
yeah,
that could be a good combo right there.
I mean, well, we talk about drivers that like companies are going to look to sponsor. I mean, Gregson's huge. Right after his fight, he gets out of his car and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to thank like Black Rifle Coffee, Bass Pro Shop. I know his sponsors just off the top of my head because of that shit.
Yeah.
If I'm a brand, I'm looking at that kid. I'm like, he's gonna get into a fight with a driver with our logo on it, have all the cameras on him, and immediately thank the sponsors after he like punches a guy in the face. That's what I want to sponsor. That's the Ricky Bobby of NASCAR sponsorships.
I know this will never happen, but I feel like Busch should have went to the Busch brothers. That would make a lot more sense.
I never understood that either. Even when I took my wife to a race, she was like, wait, the Busch car is not Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, or Chris Buescher? I'm like, no. I know there's a lot of Bushes. It's none of them. I don't know why.
It's the old guy.
Yeah, it's the old guy with no personality. That's actually a really good driver.
Yeah, that's right. Say it again.
I mean, this is what I drink. I wish we would get Coors Light back in. I mean, that's one of my favorite paint schemes,
man.
Like, that's one of my favorite paint schemes with the Blue Mountains.
I hate Miller Lite left. Like, we used to have all this beer rivalry, liquor rivalry. Like,
Bud, Coors, Miller.
We're having more sponsors come back, slowly, but it's like I just miss all the advertising drama and
the competition.
Competition, yeah.
I mean, literally, this right here, one of my best, framed photos is Rusty, and it's Rusty's last call. And so the entire thing it was his last season when he retired, but everything in it is Miller Lite, and he's in a bar all drinking Miller Lite. I was like, that's how synonymous they were with NASCAR and their driver. And they're just, it's not like that. That's one thing
I wonder is you see Kevin smash the tall boys in victory lane when he's won and stuff, but it's like, does he drink Busch? Jimmy John's not
I thought the same thing. I thought, what's up with Kevin Harvick just taking everybody else's good sponsors? Yeah, I mean, we talk about sponsorship, and look at Dalton over here in full M&M gear. He has a nickname based on his sponsors. I mean, that's great for a driver. The Candy Man. The sponsors love that shit.
Oh yeah. I don't know why they don't make his own person. Like, this is the Kyle Busch M&M's bag.
And Dalton's one of the 5 fans of Kyle Busch that are over the age of 12. So, that's.
I mean, you're not wrong. All the kids like Kyle Busch just because of the sponsor.
It is moving, though. It used to be like that, but it's moving more to Chase Elliott and stuff now. I've noticed the little kids, you'll see them with Chase Elliott and stuff now. And I'm they used to all be Kyle Busch.
Last weekend?
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. Chase Elliott fan base has
in full force.
I don't know the last time you've been to a race, but it is it's like junior fans when you used to go to races when he was in the Cup Series, and half of the fans were all junior fans. It's getting like that. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah. Well, Chase Elliott inherited all of Junior's fans.
Let me ask you this.
I think that's it.
Since you went to both Atlanta and Dega, who had more Chase fans, Atlanta or Dega?
I mean, Dega had more fans.
Dega had more fans, so I saw more Chase fans. But I took a video of it in Atlanta. They have all the haulers. Hendrick has a hauler, by the way, that they split with Dale Jr. And then Chase Elliott has his own hauler, and that line was wrapped around in Atlanta. No other hauler had a line. You could walk up to anything. Chase Elliott hauler out the parking lot.
There was 100 people in line.
Yeah.
Hey, Dakota, I just got a text from Dad saying that me and you look like pricks with our glasses on.
Thank you. Thank you. I agree with your father. You're inside. You're inside. You look like fools. I agree. The Menards guy just doesn't have the same ring. Totally agree. Yeah, that Menards guy.
I want Kyle Busch to be called the new Rainbow Warrior because of the Skittles sponsorship. I just wanted to be called the new Rainbow Warrior just to piss off all the Jeff Gordon fans.
I was gonna say, I don't know, man. That's rough. That you can't take somebody else's nickname.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but
yeah. Speaking of sponsorships, I see you drinking something rowdy. How is that energy drink? I've never actually tried it. Is it good?
All right, so
be honest.
I don't know if you ever watch these videos, but I did rowdy energy reviews on Twitter, and
bring them back. Bring them back.
I have one more flavor to try, and then I'll be caught up until they release new ones. I have to try the peach mango, but I'm still kind of on the fence with that.
Do you pay for them, or do you get?
Yeah, I pay for them. So
that's bullshit.
I'm not
send them to you.
Well, I'm not an energy drinker. Okay, so because I nearly died the first time I drank one. So this is at Bristol 2009, and this is when I was in the 6th grade. So this is back when Kyle Busch was with Nas, and my dumb ass decided to get a whole bottle of Nas and drink it for the Bristol Nationwide race, and it was hot outside. It was 85.
So you're sweating balls.
Yeah, I didn't even eat lunch either.
Yeah,
so that's
I know exactly where this is going. Yes, I've been there.
I don't know. I've never been hungover, but I'm pretty sure witnessed like what it felt like that night because my heart was racing. I felt like I had to go to the hospital, but I mean that night.
Did you also get punched in the face? Because that would have been feeling like hungover. All those things combined, and then just somebody coming up behind you with a brick and just hitting you over the head, and then you're like, "Oh, this is what being hungover feels like."
I am surprised I didn't get punched in the face that night, but yeah. So after
I think that's a compliment. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know hip lingo. Sorry.
Well, so after that, I said, no more energy drinks. I'm done. And then Kyle came out with a new Rowdy energy drink. I said, you know what? It's been, like almost 10 years since I last drank an energy drink. Maybe things have changed. Let's try it out. So I bought one energy drink, and that was the cherry lime. That was the flavor I really wanted to try first. It was because he was the original. And so I tried the cherry lime. I said, wow, this is great. And after I drank it, nothing happened. So I said, all right, I'm going to order the 4-pack. I'm going to try all of these. And so that's when I started doing the reviews. And then now I've tried all but one. I have to try the peach mango. I'm not a peach or a mango guy, so I don't know if I want to try it yet.
I like peach and mango, so that sounds delicious, actually.
I'm probably just going to screw it and try it anyway, but that'll probably be later on.
I like the strawberry lemonade one. That one's grown to be my favorite.
Okay, so how do you compare it? Well, Dalton, you said that you don't drink other energy drinks, right?
No, that's too dangerous.
Okay, well, Dakota, you drink Monsters and shit. How do you compare it?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, same.
You know,
I drink terrible shit.
Shout out. You know, I love. Oh, nice.
Damn right.
You know, I'm a little connoisseur on my drinking abilities with these energy drinks, and you know, Rowdy, they brag about how like, hey, this is clean energy. This is, you know, we're not that other bullshit. They're sugar free and stuff, or you know, they got low calories, and they literally back it up. Like, I don't like when I drink Monster, I'm like, oh god, I feel like Jesus Christ. But when I drink Rowdy, I'm like, look at me, I should go for a walk. You know, I feel healthy.
Does it actually give you energy though, Dakota?
You know, if I feel a little hyped up. Monster, I feel like I need a beer afterwards. You know, it definitely doesn't make you feel sluggish or like shitty feeling afterwards or have that like drop. I don't even know about. I think my blood's like too fucked up to even like feel energy.
Yeah, as a degenerate, I kind of want that. I need.
But like, I feel like it's got that clean taste to it. Some of the flavors I was like, you know, but some of the flavors I'm like,
what about Bang? You ever mess with Bang?
I don't like Bangs. They're like
that shit gets
energies.
You cracked out.
Yeah,
dude.
They're literally 5-hour energies in a can.
I love that shit. When I need to get woken up, I'll chug a Bang. It has like creatine in it.
Yeah, dude, Bang.
It should
Bang
not
makes
be,
me feel
not be
like,
sold. Yeah,
I didn't. Like
I love
Bangs.
that shit, but it doesn't have like all the Bang's supposed to be pretty healthy too. In terms of like sugar and additives and stuff, there's no food coloring in it. I don't know. That's what I drink.
But yeah, Rowdy Energy is a lot more healthier than most energy drinks, so that's kind of why I stay healthy, kind of. But so here's how I would rank them: Cherry Limeade and Orange Citrus are tied for first. In my
Orange
opinion.
was my favorite.
I love the Orange Citrus. Like it's literally orange juice.
I wish they sold it at Quick Trip. Yep.
Yeah, seems like everyone agrees the orange is the best.
Yeah, and I would put Sour Green Apple a close second. I would put Chiseled Ice third.
I hated that one. I hated the Chiseled Ice. Yes.
It tasted like a melted blue popsicle.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it tastes like a popsicle that melted. It's been sitting in a cup.
Strawberry Lemonade, I feel like it was a little too watery. I tried it a second time and it was a little bit better, but still not my favorite. Cotton Candy was pretty disappointing.
I haven't tried it yet.
That sounds disgusting.
I wouldn't, honestly.
I wouldn't even try. I would look if I went to the store and saw those and then cotton candy. I'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
I was hyped for it. I was hyped for the cotton candy, and I'm like, "Wait, this is what the hell's going on?"
That sounds way too like rich for me. That's too much.
So yeah, but that's how I rank them. And I got to try peach mango. That'll probably be in a couple weeks. I keep trying to motivate myself to buy the peach mangoes, but I just haven't done it yet. But I really do need to, and then I'll be caught up after that. And I think they're releasing more flavors here soon because Kyle just did a taste test for one of them. I heard
I'd like to see that.
I heard it was like one of them was like a watermelon one. So
interesting.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure that's a rights thing. I don't think I think you have to like pay NASCAR to be able to like sell products there and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it's a rights thing that Kyle's probably like, I'm not doing that.
Glad they're finally getting to more stores. I don't have to order them online. Even though, like, I wish they had all the flavors in the stores.
Dude, ordering online is so expensive. Like, the shipping is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like $10. It's like $10 shipping. But you can go to Food City, just get it for $3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess quickly we should mention the All-Star format.
I
am confused. I
think we went off the rails when we started. We mentioned we were going to Texas. I think that was probably the first bad call.
My brain hurts from. I read it, and it's about to be 2016 All-Star race. You guys remember that when they had like the pit formats and nobody knew what's going on? Everybody's trying to let down.
I literally thought the same thing's going to happen this year. Probably Nathan sent the format to us in a group message today, and I was like, I was reading it, and I was like, why am I on like the 5th line of fucking rules here? And I was going down, and I was like, dude, like, what are we doing? Like, I was trying not to be negative Nancy, but I was like, this is too much. Like, you're going to have to explain to me every fucking thing that's going on.
Nathan, you forget. Did you watch the Jeopardy episode? That's who we're dealing with Dakota. We had to explain to him everything. The whole thing's going to be
like, Mike Joy, like, okay, if you didn't know, now we're going to invert the field. And it's like,
yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
What are we doing? 6 rounds? Like, what? Why? Why do we need that many?
Here's my thing. And I agree. The horsepower also was weird.
That kind of annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah. I mean,
if anything, it should say 50 more horsepower. Like, hey, we're going to add 50 horsepower.
That's the one thing that I was disappointed with. But
yeah,
NASCAR has been trying a lot of new shit this season. I mean, that's obvious. Yeah. This is the most I think I can remember ever seeing them try like so much new shit in one season without a new car, essentially. So I think they're just trying some shit. I think they're just like, fuck it, let's try whatever we can.
It's All-Star's always like, hey, we're gonna try this. What do y'all think?
That's not how you should do it. Like, the All-Star race used to be so good, and you know what killed it? They started adding unnecessary stuff like this. Like, that's what killed the All-Star. Because back then, it was simple. Like 2009, the best All-Star race of all time. Let's just clear that right now. It was just stage 1 was 50 laps. Stage 2 and 3 were 25 laps. There was a 10-lap shootout, and there was money awarded.
Fine with that. There
was money awarded at the end of each segment. There was no pit stop strategies. There was no gimmicks. No
just race.
It was simple. It was just an all-out race for $1 million. That's what made it so great.
What I didn't like, I saw in the rules, it was like, hey, we're going to randomly invert it. Like, okay, so how random is it? Chase Elliott starting first? I'm just going to throw that out there.
I think I've always kind of had this mindset is the simpler you keep the race, the more it's probably going to be enjoyable. Like, just keep racing simple. You don't need to add all these gimmicks. And I mean, that's what has kind of led to the downfall of people, will say of NASCAR was when they added all the gimmicks. I'm not against stages. I'm really not. I'm okay with stages, but I do think the more you complicate races, the more you fuck it up.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt the new fans. And that's going to hurt the new fans too, because, the new fans are going to be like, oh, so the NBA has an all-star game, Major League Baseball has an all-star game, so NASCAR is an all-star race. Let's see what that's like. And when they look at this format, they're just going to be so confused with what's going on.
As you turn to page 2, you will see – oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit I was wrong there. But
was Colton even alive then?
No, he was not. He was not. I'm positive he was not.
I wish I was alive to watch that all-star race.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen the clips.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's Texas. Are we going to watch it? We'll see what happens. At least they didn't add any freaking underglow this year. I guess we'll be happy for that. I want my pit crew challenge back. You want to have good
Yes.
Bring the pit crew challenge
Every
back.
NASCAR fan wants this. Dude, it's unanimous.
I used to watch that and be like, yeah, go Kevin's crew.
Right,
and they lose like every time.
That was
it's
the
unanimous.
greatest week ever.
Yeah, the burnout contest and all that.
It's the one thing that will bring every NASCAR fan together. Yeah. We can disagree on Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson and all that shit, but if we get the pit crew challenge, we can all come together and be happy.
I've never seen anyone be like, "Hey, we don't like watching that." I think everybody's unanimous when they will say they.
And if you don't like watching it, don't fucking watch it. What can it hurt? Let's just get it going.
I just think NASCAR is like missing a huge opportunity to be like, hey, a lot of people think they'd miss that. If we did it, I bet we'd get a lot of viewership.
Or at least enough. And this goes back to what I was saying about having a streaming option for NASCAR, because you could put it on a streaming thing. You don't need to take it up for TV if you don't want to. You know, if Fox is like, I don't think it's going to get the ratings we need for that time slot, guess what? We have a streaming service. And so real NASCAR fans that pay for a streaming service get all of our content, and we would get shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Well, boys, we also got this
Olivia G.
Hey, is that Olivia?
Yeah, that is Olivia.
You got big fans.
She's your high school graduate coming soon.
Congrats.
Shout out
Congratulations.
No.
We got a race in Kansas coming up, man. I think Kansas is such a good track, but everyone remembers the Joey Logano, Block and Kevin show in the playoffs last year that pretty much put a big damper on Kansas. I don't know what we're gonna see this weekend. What are you thinking, Dalton?
Dude, Kansas is one of the most underrated mile and a half on the schedule.
It is big time.
I actually like going there. I
love Kansas.
I used to hate it because Kyle was so bad there. Like, he had a DNF every single time he stepped foot on that track. But ever since he got his first top 5 in 2014, like, he's been getting better and better and better there. And now I look forward to doing it. And I'm not really a big fan of this aero package that we got, but if there's one track where it does benefit, it's definitely this. Like, because it's 2 lanes, you got plenty of passing opportunities, you got a high lane, you got a low lane, and it makes for a perfect race. But I really hate that it's not a night race. I don't understand why we had to move it back to the day, but I'm really looking forward to it, honestly.
Do you attend Kansas races usually?
I've never been to Kansas yet. I wouldn't mind going, but
I keep saying every episode, this for some reason comes up. It's the most underrated track to attend, I think.
I definitely
no one talks about attending, but it's a really fun experience. They have a casino there. They got hotels all around there. They have like the hotels with the indoor water park, like, all that shit. It's outlet malls, all in walking distance, all around the track. It's a fun setup. It's a really good place to go with a family, wife, girlfriend, anything like that. It's my wife loves going to the Kansas race. Yeah, it's great.
I really would not mind going at all. I really wouldn't mind trying that place out. I also want to go to Las Vegas. I think that's my next new track.
Obviously, I mean, Vegas. That would be just to go to Vegas, I think.
Vegas is another underrated. It's just like Kansas, pretty much.
Oh, really? I thought it was out. Is it not like out in the desert?
Yeah, I mean, it's not far from the Strip.
No, it's not at all. See it. It's only like 20 miles, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's not that far at all.
I just view. I mean, technically, Vegas is out in the desert, right? The whole fucking place is just the desert.
Vegas.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a fun track to attend. I always highly recommend going there. Thank you. It is way out there.
Hey,
I told you,
just like Wyoming, it's way out there.
I mean, I said it's way out there. I'm telling you, you gotta. Anyway, let's
jump right into it.
At the line,
boy. Ooh, Dalton, we're gonna bring it to you. Our second going of this generation of At the Line. I'm gonna give you 2 hot drivers, and you pick who you got this week at Kansas. Who finishes ahead of who.
And when he means hot, he means Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott, because they're both hotties.
Yeah, little bad boys. I'm not even gonna throw anyone else in that category. No. All right, you ready, dog?
Let's go.
All right, these 2 guys going head to head. I mean, they've been clicking off some wins here at Kansas. This weekend, who you got, Truex or Harvick?
Oh, you hit me with a hard one right there. Oh, gosh.
And it's all about who finishes higher. It's not like if one's going to win. It's just which one's going to finish higher.
Who you got your money on?
You see, every time we go to Kansas, it's always a battle between Harvick and Truex. Truex really hasn't done much there lately. I feel like Kevin Harvick's been doing a lot more. So you got to go ahead and give me the 4 car.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Truex.
You son of a bitch. The way this year's going, I mean, Truex is hot, dude. Truex is on fire.
That's what I'm saying. And he is good there.
Him to be in the Final Four. Kevin's getting their stuff together. Kevin has been fast on mile and a half. Kind of had some shitty luck at Atlanta. it's going to be a toss-up. If Kevin and them could get their stuff going, I could see them right there with the 19 car.
I seriously think Kevin Harvick will rebound this weekend. I'll go ahead and say that right now.
I'll agree with you.
I feel like this has to be the weekend. If Kevin Harvick's going to make something happen this year, he's got to rebound this weekend.
I don't think it happens. I think it'll be a disappointment this weekend.
How dare you, sir?
Well, if he doesn't have a rebound weekend this weekend, then
save this.
I don't know if this is going to be a good season or not. Well, he could win Darlington. I mean, he's good at Darlington too, but I think after Darlington, if he's not improving, then this might not be his year.
Well, all right. Let's get in our second round. We're going to go a little farther back in the field. Who are you putting your money on, Almirola or Stenhouse?
Oh, gosh. Almirola really hasn't had a good season so far. No. So, yeah, with that being said, give me Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
And by the way, Dalton, if you get all these right, we send you a T-shirt.
That's really now.
Yeah.
Did we even check the last time?
No, we didn't. We forgot to check. So it's kind of on you to check. If you want a T-shirt, you're gonna have to go back and watch this because we're not gonna check for you.
What T-shirt? A Chairgatin T-shirt?
Yeah, whichever one you want. You just can go down the store and pick out whichever one you want.
Okay, sweet. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna have to agree with you. Stenhouse has impressed me this season, and Almirola, who's usually consistent but just has bad luck, has disappointed me this season. So I'm just gonna go with what's been happening.
The only thing I'll say is Almirola clicked off that top 10 at Richmond, and then he was up front leading last week at Talladega. I know it's Talladega. Maybe this is the time where he could right the ship. But
that's the thing. If he turns it around here, then if he turns it around here with top 10, top 5 finish or something, then yeah. But at this point, I'm going to go Stenhouse.
Yeah. This is not a good track for Eric Almirola because of that wreck he had in 2017 where he hurt his back.
God, yeah, flashbacks. Jeez. All right, here's a good one, and I think I know who Dalton's going to pull for. Keselowski or Logano?
Right, Keselowski.
I had to throw that one in there for you.
I'm going Joey Logano. I think you just said that because you hate Joey Logano.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think Keselowski got his win, and this weekend he will not be up there. Joey Logano will be. Joey Logano will be a contender this week.
See, I thought this was a good pairing because we got Joey coming off our last Kansas winner. We got Brad coming off our latest winner.
But
both these guys got momentum going into Kansas.
I could see Brad falling back this weekend. He got his win. I could see him falling back a little bit, and Logano's good here. Logano's going to be a contender, I think, just for the race in general.
Well, both Logano and Brad are good here.
That's true.
Yeah, Dega aside, I feel like Brad's either been up in the top 3 or he's been 14th.
And Logano has some races at Kansas where he'll win the one race at Kansas, and in the very next Kansas race he wrecks out.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, he has one. I think just one win there, but
he has 3. I think.
If you remember the fall race last year,
yeah, either 3 or 2.
Fall race last year, Logano was kind of irrelevant. He was 9th. They did strategy and stayed out, got the clean air, or he took 2 tires, or whatever, took clean air, and kept Kevin behind him and won. He wasn't a contender until they did the strategy.
That's how he does it.
So, all right, let's get into our 4th battle. I thought this one was a little cute. We're going Larson over Byron. Cute. Which one you got?
Kyle Larson. Larson, I think, has his mile-and-a-half program already figured out.
Let's just hope his pit crew keeps it together this week.
Was Vegas the last? Oh, no, it was Atlanta. Well, yeah, Larson has dominated the mile-and-a-halves this year. And I actually rewatched the 2016 Kansas race last night. Larson had a pretty good run going there until he got wrecked out in the closing laps. This is another good track for Kyle Larson. And it's a high lane track, too. You know how he is on the high lane. So this track really benefits Kyle Larson. So there's no way I could pass him on this one.
Maybe he can rebound from last week.
I agree. I think this is one that Larson was going to be another guy I was going to mention as a possible contender for the win this weekend. So I'm going to go Larson as well. Not saying I don't think William Byron is going to do bad. I think I was just going to say I could actually see him up there too, but
I think
that's a good pairing. I have to go with Larson. Right. I mean, that's a good matchup that you gave me because I like both those drivers for this weekend. But yeah, I got to go Larson.
All right. Last but not least, a juicy one: Kurt Busch or Kyle Busch?
Ooh, Well,
you got to get the brothers. Okay.
Why must you do this to me?
I thought these were good lineups.
I got to stick to Rowdy. Kurt Busch is not really the best at Kansas lately.
I feel like Kurt has been kind of irrelevant all year this year.
Kurt will be like very quiet. Like most of the season, he'll be back there. Like no one mentions his name or anything like that. And then very late in the season,
I feel like I don't even see him on the broadcast. Like he's just like back in the background.
Especially this season. Like I don't think he's had the best season so far. Kyle has finally got Kansas figured out, and I remember the dark days of Kansas where, like I said, he used to DNF every single time he stepped foot in this track. But Kyle
didn't Kyle P3 at Vegas and have a top 5 at Atlanta?
Yes, and that was after pit road penalties. I remember Vegas. Yeah. He ran around 18th all day and came back and finished 3rd. And Atlanta, he had a fast car, but shot himself in the foot by speeding on pit road. Had to go all the way back, but he rebounded for a top 5. So that's good. But I think this is what will happen. Kurt might struggle, and he's been struggling all season. Kyle will either spend 75% of the race around 13th or 18th with a sucky car, and then they finally get adjusted to stage 3. He'll come back for a top 5 finish, or he'll shoot himself a foot, one or the other. But I got to stick with Kyle.
And I'm going to go Kurt because of what you just said. For some reason, I see him getting involved in some shit this weekend, and he is not going to finish well. So because of that, I'm going Kurt.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you.
Right. That's what, honestly, I think I can see that happening. For some reason, it's just a feeling. If you're a gambler in sports, you got to go with your gut. When you get a feeling, that's my feeling. And I actually think, did I agree with Nathan on every pick? If so, then I feel like an idiot. Now I'm like, oh, I'm fucked.
Oh, wait, Nathan picked these?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Hey, shout out to Jacob.
Hey.
Or is that Cody? Is that Jacob or Cody?
It says Naturally Delight.
Naturally and Delight.
That's
Day Delight.
That's Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Cody. Shout out to Cody. What's up?
Hey, man. All your friends miss you, bro. Come
on.
Water's fine.
Cody, I've been watching Left Turn Cult for weeks now, and I'm really hooked on y'all's show right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they we had them
on the show a couple weeks ago.
We had them on.
I listened to that. That was a good episode.
Nice, thank you.
Hey.
By the way, listen to the beginning of the show. Why were you not paying attention at the beginning? We discussed this.
Come on,
it's the first thing we talk
Colton
about.
Hopped in late.
It's literally the first thing we talk about.
I did not delete my Twitter. It's still up there. I'm just logging off for a while.
Just go back and watch the beginning of this episode. It's the first thing we ask him. So if you're asking at the end of the episode, just rewatch that fucking episode. But to wrap everything up, yeah. Oh, by the way, also,
good okay, never mind. You're excused. You're excused.
Yeah, and that's a good podcast. We're gonna come on there eventually. But to wrap it up, what I like to do for each race is our lock of the week and our what were we calling it? The
wild card?
The wild card pick? Yeah, the guy that you could see.
Who are you
pulling
definitely
it off?
Betting with, and who would you just shot in the dark? Who do you think's a wild card?
His odds are crazy, like a plus 12,000, but you're like, I could see him pulling it off.
Okay.
So who are your two picks? Lock of the week and your wild card pick.
Okay, wait. So lock of the week is like an actual winner, correct?
Well,
somebody that you're like one of the guys that look, if I pull up the betting odds for this week, we have Denny Hamlin at plus 600, Martin Truex Jr. at plus 650, Chase Elliott at plus 800, Kevin Harvick 800, Brad K 800, Kyle Larson 800, Joey Logano 800. Those are they're probably going to win.
You're big,
exactly.
Big
and then I scroll down here. We have Austin Dillon 6,000, Tyler Reddick 6,000, Almirola, the guys that are lower in terms of betting, I guess. Okay. Who would be your lock and who would be your wild card?
Okay. So for my lock, I'll go Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, he's
so
really
hot this year.
I don't understand how he hasn't won yet. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I will be shocked if Kyle gets a win before he does. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
This is the season that it could happen, though.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I would be shocked at the same time. But, Denny Hamlin, pretty good at Kansas. Won here last July when they scheduled it. So give me Denny Hamlin for my lock. And for wild card, give me the 48 of Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman actually runs pretty decent here. I remember in 2019, I think, he was still searching for his first win. I think it was 2019. He tried to run down Brian Keselowski, almost had to play one, and came up short. And Alex Bowman has been doing pretty good this year, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole
he's already got that W. I mean, he can shoot for the moon now.
Right. Hinder Motorsports is finally back, I think. Like, they finally got their stuff figured out.
Shit looks good over there.
You know what sucks is that I know this is going to sound just insane, but those were my 2 picks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Literally, those were the 2 picks I was about to make. Denny Hamlin, he has like 3 wins here. He's really good. This is the week I think he can finally get the win. He's number 1 in the points still, even though he's like the only guy without a win this season. And this is the track that he could do it, I think. And so I think we should see him get a win this weekend. And yeah, I was going to, I guess somebody else, William Byron, I could see Ricky Stenhouse if we're counting that as like a wild card. I don't know. That was going to be my 2 picks. So I know that's not fun for the audience, but
I think
that's wild.
I don't know really who I want my lock to be, because I'm like, of course, I think I know who I want to be, but then I think you can't not bet on the 5 car. The 5.
Apparently, we were reported for abuse. This is what happens when we have Dalton Good on.
Wow.
For one episode, and people are reporting us.
It's probably the typical cancel culture model. They got nothing to do, so
yeah, exactly.
They can
they can suck a dick. That's report that for abuse.
Go back to your grandmother's basement.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm taking Larson as my solid, and as a wild card, I'm gonna take the 17 of Chris Buescher. Wild card. The Ford's running hot. He did good at Homestead. I mean, he's so and so, but when when Chris Buescher gets that 17 going, he's fast. I'd take him as my wild card.
Okay, terrible picks. Thanks. And yeah, speaking of his podcast, go check it out if you're interested. They're like the stoners of NASCAR. They do conspiracies and mysteries and shit. It's like the Joe Rogan of NASCAR.
Speaking of which, on that case, Dalton, how can people reach out to you check you out? What can we check you out on? Since you ain't on Twitter no more.
Okay, well, you can still follow me on Twitter at DaltonGood18. My return, I don't know. We'll have to
be continued.
Well, I got a busy month this month because
if you make a return, I want you to come back on the podcast and announce it. We have to do like a whole press conference.
It may be
this coming in live.
I may be surprised people. I might just get my own casket and just pop out.
That'd be funny.
Everybody shows up to my own funeral. And
M&M's burst.
No, it'd be Skittles. Taste the rainbow, bitch.
Skittles.
Taste the rainbow, bitch. Well, Dalton, thanks for coming on, man. Yeah, let us know if you're ever back on Twitter. I was like tagging you and shit, and I was like, how come he's not liking this? What's his fucking deal? And then Dakota's like, nah, he's not on Twitter anymore. I was like, oh, whoops.
We'll see what happens. But maybe this weekend. I got a busy month this month because Mother's Day's next week, and then after that, my papa is visiting from Oregon.
Damn.
I'm definitely going to be spending some time with him, and then Olivia graduates high school the week after that. And then Memorial Day, we're throwing a big party, like kind of for her graduation, stuff like that. Pool's going to be heated, so we're just going to have a good time there. So
nice.
Probably just going to spend a little more time with family, just chill out.
Dalton, you going to any other races this year? You got any races in the books?
Nashville is my first one so far.
Hopefully I get to see you there. I know.
I think every guest
be there.
Every guest has been like, we're going to Nashville.
Talking about Nashville, yeah.
Well, I got my tickets on pre-sale. Like, I did not want to miss. Like, I knew it was going to sell out immediately, so I'm like, I better get my tickets on pre-sale now. So I'm bringing Papa Good. Hopefully, he can make some wings for everybody.
Oh boy, can't wait.
And I'm definitely going to Bristol Night Race. Not missing that. And Dakota, I think I want to go to Talladega in fall.
Boy, we need to make that happen. We need to get you on some Dega Madness.
I only live 3.5 hours away. Like, it's literally...
Dude, I live 12 hours away, and I drove there and back and still made it to work on Monday.
Oh, you didn't fly? Good gosh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Drove through the night. I slept for a couple hours. Drove 24 hours round trip with one night in between.
I can't do that, dude.
No sleep.
You're a damn soldier.
He's the ultimate fan, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. So yeah, Nashville is definitely my first race. I already got my tickets for that. Bristol night race, I'm definitely not missing that either. Thank God the dirt's finally off. And I'll try to get to Talladega in the fall, and that'll be it for the year.
We need to make that happen.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll definitely meet up at a race. We'll be seeing you soon. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me on. It's lots of fun.
It was great catching up, buddy.
Yep. To all my fans out there, I know y'all miss me. I miss y'all too. But we'll see if I'll be back.
Hey, right. We need Dalton good.
Yeah, we'll be welcoming you when you come back.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace out.
Hey, peace out.